Hey, Dream Chasers, this is Amy J, and thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Vlogmas 2020, Day 7. Hope you guys are having a great day whenever you're listening to this. I can't believe I made it a week. This is an incredible achievement for myself because 31 days of recording, editing, posting, writing descriptions, creating thumbnails, writing a social media description. It's a lot. And to do it 31 times in such a short period of time, because I didn't, if you watch the first few episodes, I didn't come up with this till like November 28th. That's not a lot of lead time to get going. And so, the awesome people at Let's Get Live and at the EW TV community, they're great. They are very supportive and we're like, just do it. You're going to make mistakes. And it's true. It's true. Now, the one thing I wanted to do with each of these Vlogmas episodes during a week was learn something new. And so, I'm still figuring it out. Not everything is smooth as I want it to be, but here's what I learned. You ready? Ready? Boom. Changing channels. And I even added a new camera. Check this one out. Yeah, this is, see, can you see? I'm on my phone. That's crazy, right? My phone is a camera. So I brought that in. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick look. My barn door dry erase. This is kind of how my office looks. It's not a full look. I'll do a full look episode for you guys. But, this is the way it is. See the camera in the corner? That's what you guys normally see. So what's awesome is, yeah, I just switched to that. How crazy is that? I just switched to it. So I have successfully learned something new this week. Hope you'll do the same. Every day we should be learning something new, pushing boundaries, trying new things. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying. So there it is. Switching cameras. That's this week's episode. Even though I don't necessarily need to switch cameras too much here, it is something new that we learned. And, it took me time to figure that out. Time that I spent away from my family, looking up YouTube videos, working with the live streaming pros to figure it out, asking questions in Facebook groups. And I'm sure my family was like, yo, when are you going to spend time with us? And it's tough. It's tough because everyone's like, you got to find a balance to everything. What is your work-life balance? And here's the thing. Work-life balance is misleading because you will never find full balance in anything. Life isn't like that. It's not fair enough to give you 50% work, 50% family time, and everything work out copacetically and that everybody be happy. Your work people be happy, your family be happy. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But if you go in knowing that, if you set expectations early, things can be a game changer. If you talk to your family like I did with mine, I said, hey, December, I am doing a challenge. It is 31 days. I have to record a video for 31 days. I have to edit, and I told them everything it involved to kind of give them a sense of the commitment that would be required for me to do this. And they were fully on board, fully supportive, and they had to understand, or I helped them to understand that this might mean that I am not as available as I may be otherwise. I'm already pretty busy with the podcast and things like that, disappearing, recording stuff. But with this, it's a little bit more of a time commitment. And that's something that they were fine with. They understand. And we talked about it, right? So communication, key, huge. Don't just go doing something without letting someone know, because that's one, a little disrespectful. And two, they're not going to know what's going on. Why would they? You didn't talk to them, right? So for me, I can't find necessarily a balance between my day job and this and podcasting and a course I'm working on and my accountability group, right? That's all. It just piles on one another. We all have things that pile on one another. The thing you have to do, guys, is you have to understand you won't find a balance amongst everything. There's always a give and a take. Think of it as a seesaw. So if this little thing is a seesaw, right? Sometimes it goes left, sometimes it goes right. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. That was the opposite of what I was doing. But Either way, you will never find that perfect balance because sometimes you have to give more time to your work, sometimes you have to give more time to your family, but that's the way a seesaw works. Rarely is it ever in one place where everyone is happy. It's rare. It can happen. But, being communicative, I think, is key. So if you have a work commitment coming up, let your family know. But at the same time, if you have a school project, if you have work, and your family has a concert recital coming up, you have to be just as fair to your family by letting your work know, hey, I will not be available, not available during this time on Thursday because I've made a commitment to my family. That's is what it is what it is, right? That's for work, that's for study groups, and plan accordingly because, your commitment is bond and your word is your bond and you have to kind of make time for these things, right? Sometimes you're going to have to give more to work and sometimes you're going to have to give more to your family and sometimes you're going to have to give more to your schooling, whatever it is. You guys got to figure out what that is, but it's never a balance. It's a give and a take, like a seesaw. So when they say work life balance, you got to achieve it. That means you have an understanding and ability to control when work takes over and when family takes over, when your hobbies take over, when other stuff takes over. That's what I mean by work life balance. It's never going to be equal across the world, across the spectrums of your life. Let me tell you, if you go into 2021 understanding that concept, it will be easier for you. And sometimes the thing about that concept is, at a minimum, give and take. Give and take. Make sure that you're giving and taking fairly amongst the responsibilities in your life. That's the thing. Okay. Sometimes you're going to have to make sacrifices here and there, but you got to be mindful and be communicative of where it is and what it is and when it is. If you can do all of that, it's a lot more bearable and manageable for you to keep relationships in your life, to keep your sanity, and to just be successful overall. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys understand that work life balance as it's understood today is overrated. 100%. Sometimes you're going to need to devote more time to one thing over another. That's fine, as long as you give attention to that other thing later on. But just be mindful. As easy as it is to talk about work life balance and giving and taking, when people are involved, when humans are involved, when family is involved, feelings get involved and feelings can be hurt. All right. So be respectful, be mindful, and you're going to have to find what works for you because what works for you may not work for someone else. It's the way it is. But because you now know that, because you can keep that in mind, you'll be better off and better prepared for 2021. All right, guys? So until next time, which is tomorrow, day 8, when we talk about embracing your fears, remember, don't stop. Keep chasing.